I'm on drugs, so I can't promise I can do very good at listening. Really, just saying.
Hi.
So glad you're home, but
I'm so glad to be home.
Mom, they took my jewels.
Come here, buddy. Come see me.
Mom, they took my jewels.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what jewels are, but they're gone.
Hey. Stay out of there.
Come on, Bruno, man.
Come
You don't. I mean, we can take you back to the vet if you want.
You don't want to go to the vet again, do you?
No, they stole from me.
Well, do you think that they're going to give them back?
I'm gonna scare them.
I don't think so.
Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. Look at Shannon's and my garden. I say Shannon's and mine because I've been watering it of late when she's at work, but I had to tattle on myself a little bit today. We had a long afternoon and evening yesterday, along with a busy day today of plenty of stuff going on around here. We'll tell you a little bit more about that, but I might have accidentally missed the watering of the gardening this morning.
You're doing great on watering the garden, though. It looks awesome.
Thanks.
I'm thankful. Thank you very much.
Hey, what's your name?
Hey, I'm Shannon.
Hey, you're that girl that everybody has been saying in the comments, like, Kyle, you talk too much, blah, blah, me, where's Shannon? Get Shannon back in the videos.
But here's the thing, I don't talk that much, so
Well, I know
just a face to look at, I guess.
Well, you get right to the point on some stuff better than I do.
That's true. I'm straight and to the point.
So your garden is looking fantastic.
Yeah, you're killing it, man.
Hey, thanks. Well,
not literally.
I don't want to kill it.
Not literally.
Yeah, no, it's looking really good, and I'm getting to know it a little bit better now that I spend more time with it each morning. But it definitely took some heat today. I think that leaf and some of these down here might be partially my fault.
It just needs a little trim. It's okay.
Just needs a little trim. It gets all the water it needs. So I feel like even though you've gone back to work and we tried to simplify and we're getting a new system and everything, the busyness doesn't stop.
Well, no, it's like twice as busy now.
It just keeps pouring in. I know, because like we're splitting roles and stuff. And guys, I have to admit, I've been going through the comments more, and I know a lot of you are here for her. I know that. I'm here for her in the same respect. But bear with us for a little bit. We both do want to be in the videos. We both do want to continue the channel. As most of you have noticed, if you watch ours when they first come out, we've missed some days here and there. This one, you're not seeing it when you normally would have. We're looking for some more normalcy, but I am asking for a little bit of patience as we find what that new normalcy looks like even for us.
A little bit of grace. You know, we're figuring it out. It's a transition time.
Yeah.
Have some grace with us.
Yeah. So, Shannon is my big helper this evening because I might have made some mistakes yesterday and had a bit of an accident. So I might have had to break it to my wife that I injured myself a little bit. She said I'll be home shortly. We're going to urgent care.
I didn't give him a choice, guys.
Yeah,
he tried to talk me out of it.
Well, you know, but the way that I said it was that you didn't ask me, you know, do we need to go to urgent care? You said we're going to urgent care. I was like, well, I got the bleeding to stop.
I did say, do we need to go to the hospital? Do I need to take you to the hospital? And you said something like, well, I might need some stitches or I might need to go to urgent care, but I think I'm fine. I'm like, nope, that tells me.
Yeah.
We're going.
Guys, here's what happens when you have family that has YouTube channels. The news comes out on video and things sometimes before you hear the news from your direct family, at least our family. So Shannon knows better than that, and she ratted me out. She texted my mom and dad. My mom and dad told my brothers. Like it's a trickle effect. I can't hide anything. Not that I could hide this anyhow, but no, in all seriousness, very, very grateful. We'll tell you the whole story here in just a little bit, but very grateful that she was able to come home, get me there. And I knew if I needed to call my family or somebody else, I had people. He just chose not to. Chose not to. I thought I would. It's just
Mr. Tough Guy.
Boo-boo or something along those lines. So things have changed around here once again a little bit. I am sort of handicapped.
Well, you've always been handicapped.
Quite literally handicapped a little bit. And that's my right hand. I'm very right-handed. In fact, I had to sign everything last night left-handed, and even a couple things this morning, and it's just, boy, whew, even putting a writing utensil in my left hand, I'm better off to just do it with the fingers that work. So I tattle on myself about the garden needing some attention. That's what it's getting right now. And then she's gonna go help me down in the goat pen for the evening feeding. And then there's the Bruin man.
Oh man, we got a lot going on, guys. A lot going on. But first, let me give you a little update on my garden down here.
What you got?
Check
Oh yeah,
these peppers
have been
out.
going nuts, haven't they?
These are growing like crazy. These are Hungarian wax hot peppers, I believe.
Oh, those aren't jalapenos.
No, these are not jalapenos.
Oh, I was reading your little signs wrong. I was watering them the other day and I was calling them Hallie.
This one right here, this is a jalapeno.
A jalapeno or a jalapeno?
I say jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
It's a jalapeno. But I do have some jalapenos down
Just
here.
like Colorado's Colorado. Comment down below how you pronounce jalapeno in Colorado, because we can totally tell whenever you type the words in a comment.
Guys, look at all these jalapenos coming in. That is exciting for me. I'm super excited to see that. What else do we have?
You've pulled...
Oh, I know what else.
Yeah.
I've already pulled some zucchinis, but they are doing really, really good. But look at this. Big tomatoes. Not even cherry tomatoes. We have a bunch of cherry tomatoes.
A bunch. And they come in a lot in a little bundle.
Yeah. So we're gonna have quite the plethora of cherry tomatoes, but then even we have some more big tomatoes. And I've got a squash growing. It's little bitty right now, but I have one squash growing.
Where?
Right here.
Oh.
You can't see it yet, babe, but this is gonna be a squash right here.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I've just been watering them in hopes that they'll come in eventually.
They're coming in eventually. It's slow, but they're coming in. But look how tall some of these plants are. They're taller than Kyle.
Yeah, I remember when this one was eye level with me.
That's exciting.
Marking it on the door jamb how tall it was, and now I can't hardly reach all the way up.
So the garden's doing great. Kyle has been awesome at watering it for me.
Except
Thank
for
you,
today.
by the way.
You're
It's
welcome.
okay. Sometimes I need to dry out a little bit. It's okay.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
That's what I told myself.
It's the truth.
And it got up over 90 some odd degrees today, so I opted not to do it right in the middle of the heat of the day when it dawned on me.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So I'm still learning a lot with the garden. I'm taking it one day at a time and figuring things out as I go. But I've got bell peppers growing, hot peppers, jalapeno peppers, cherry tomatoes, regular tomatoes, zucchini, squash, all the things. I don't have any okra coming in yet. I don't know how long those take to actually produce fruit, but the okra plants are looking great. One of these days I will be able to get Kyle some fried okra. But right now there's just no fruit on it yet, and it's okay. We'll get there. Hi, birds.
Hey, birds.
Don't fly out.
My guineas are still rapidly growing. I mean, I can see a difference every day. We did switch away from the starter feed that is a 28% feed and just went to regular game bird feed. And I did a lot of research on it, but I don't want to fatten them up too quickly. Although I wanted to test them with a roosting bar because they're flying so well. I thought I'd check it out, and sure enough, all 9 of them use it like pros. It is awesome. And I'm basically just preparing them because our birds, our current guineas, they don't really stay in their run at night, or they don't at all. They roost up in the trees, and quite honestly, they're way safer up there. So if I can encourage their natural desire to be up on a roosting bar, that's what we're gonna do. I do wanna mention that last video where I got them out and put them in the little coop, I know that's not secure. So that evening, right before dark, I went down. It's a lot easier to catch guineas when it's dark because they just can't see. And I brought them back up. Since then, I haven't taken them back down yet. You guys commented a lot of great ideas on a better way to do that. But I think ultimately they're getting close enough to the age that they just need to be down there full time. So I'm gonna work as best I can with my hand to get that all secured so that we can put them in there and keep them out of this brooder.
You want some worms, birds?
We do have to say thank you guys. We have received so many worms over the course of time from one of you.
Several of you.
A lot of you, yeah, that's very true. And we get to treat our birds with these worms because you've sent them. So you're a part of the family. Thank you very much, we appreciate it. I love having my helper back with the chores with the animals.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, goaties?
Hi.
Herc-man.
Hi, buddy.
Guys, I grazed you for a long time this morning. I think we're gonna skip on it for tonight, okay?
Yeah, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm gonna disappoint you.
But you'll get your grain, you'll get your hay. Hi, Bubba. You wanna come see me? He says, I'll come out and see you.
Guys, stay in here, guys. No, we're staying in, okay?
I know.
Hi, Herc. Stay down.
It's loose. I kiddos. I know it.
Stay down. Okay, everybody.
Come on, there's that boy. The
Sprucers.
blues crew, the whole blues crew is here. Look at you, Earl man. Hi, Dookie. Hi, Hair Bear.
All right.
Hi, Bluesy.
So you guys get to have Kyle as your cameraman today while I take care of all the chores. Nice little change of scenery for everybody today.
That's all they've been used to for a minute. So, what happened to my hand? I promise I will try not to Kyle this story. I'll keep it shorter. I was running the chainsaw without Shannon here, and I was very paranoid about it. Paranoid in a good way. I was being very safe and trying to be very conscientious not to hurt myself with the chainsaw. And I'm happy to say I did not. However, I had a large log across the pallet forks of my tractor, and I had just limbed it, and it was probably 6 to 10 feet hanging off of each side of the pallets. Not real big around, but big enough, and it was heavier than I thought. And so I needed to reposition it on the pallet forks. Long story short, I should have gotten back up on the tractor, dropped the log, and picked it back up to reposition it. But once I was off the tractor, nobody likes to jump back and forth off and on it. I made the dumb decision to not listen to my wife's voice in my head that said, hey, just go ahead and take the time. Instead, I tried to move it by hand and kind of toss it over to the side of the pallet forks. When I did it, my hand got caught on one of the little limb stubs that was on there. And without too much detail, it got smashed onto the pallet fork beneath the log. And so it went between my ring finger and my pinky finger, on the other hand, of course. And there's just a cut right there between those last two knuckles that required 4 stitches, but it had smashed it so bad that the cut goes all the way in on the inside of my palm. It just, that part wasn't quite open enough to require additional stitches. So I did start bleeding pretty heavily immediately, and I knew when I did it, I felt it. I was like, I have a problem. This is a bad one. So I stopped what I was doing, didn't try to finish anything, put the tractor up. I'm getting a look. Well, I was getting to it. I'm getting to it.
But you heard him say he didn't listen to that voice of Shannon in his head.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You should have listened.
Yeah.
Should have listened.
And I'm being honest with you guys, I really did. Like, I had a very split-second moment. You know me, I overthink and I think way too much, and it is annoying to me too, I promise. But I just thought, no, you're strong enough to move this, you can do it. And I was. There was just a mistake. Got my hand caught and smashed it real good. So, yeah, you know, got to meet some nice people at urgent care last night. It was probably an hour-ish before Shannon got home from work. I quite literally think I wrote about 438 messages of how to break it to her, like, hey, this is what happened. I did tape my 2 fingers together, and that would keep the open seam that was requiring stitches. It kind of subdued the bleeding enough. And finally I sent that message, she saw it, and she's like, I'll be home in a minute, we're going straight to urgent care. So, our fears of, you know, Kyle, if you're here by yourself, be smart, don't do this, don't do that. I messed up. I made mistakes. So, I learned a hard one this time, and I will be out of commission, at least my right hand, for some hard labor stuff anyway, for a little while. I don't know. I don't get the stitches out for 10 days, 9 days from today. But it was really swollen and painful this morning, and I'm not 100% sure if it's the cut and the stitches where he brought it back together as much as it is the swelling and the bruising. Really? You guys angry at one another? You guys are starting to talk like Spruce does. That's what we need. More of that choir. So I'm happy to report I'm okay. I do not know when my last tetanus shot was, so while he's sitting there stitching up my hand, one of the nurses comes in and she's like, hey, you're getting a tetanus shot. Boom. Those things also kind of hurt. I didn't really feel that one until this morning when I woke up, but it's there. I have updated tetanus. We're good to go.
And your hand is not broken. I'm super thrilled about that.
Yeah, look what I can do. Look what I can do. It hurts, but look what I can do.
But stitches were not ideal, but it's better than it could have been.
Oh, way better.
But guys, I told him I went back to work so that we could have insurance, and he didn't even wait until I got my insurance. Like, it's 90 days. You gotta wait to hurt yourself.
Yeah. Do you guys know how much it costs to put 4 stitches and a tetanus in a man? It's way more than I thought. I was so happy when she told me at the counter how much our bill was gonna be. Fortunately, Shannon had a better idea than I did. I think it's just been since I got stitches when I was 5 years old. A little bit of an expensive mistake, but we're gonna make it through, right?
Yeah, we'll make it through.
What do you think, Ouija?
You're gonna make it through. Get down, Duke.
I've been cut before, I'm fine. Dad, don't be a weenie. Come on, man. Just use your hand. Come on, give me food with it.
All right, come on, Blue and babies.
Man, when they are full grown, they are gonna be a handful to get feed in those feeders.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to switch up how we do it.
Oh, you know I will. I do not know what the microphones are picking up, or you might be hearing the plane that's going overhead, but you can hear Spruce giving off his little warning shots at Larry. And then shortly behind him, that's little Mario down there making those noises. This guy's even grunting a little bit. I think we're gonna have a pen full of talkers here before too long.
Oh yeah.
I can hear, it almost sounds like he's chuckling. Sing it, buddy.
Oh really? You just have that much to say, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, get that tongue out there.
So much attitude.
He is stomping at Larry.
Look, you got Spruce talking, or Luigi talking back at you. Okay. Spruce and Weege. Really? Really?
Mom!
Oh my God.
Move!
Larry Bear, get back, buddy. Hey, get back.
Larry and Harry,
All
Larry and
right,
Harry, Larry and Harry, come on.
Larry and Harry, come on. Come on, boys.
We're gonna get yours, Herc. It's coming, bub. I promise.
Go on.
I was able to feed today on my own. Took care of all the animals and everything, but I just took my time. I made sure I had it very well covered if I was doing anything dirty, which is everything we do out here. But I got them out to graze for quite a while, and while they were out, I was able to go ahead and get their food and everything together and ready. And so then when they came in, they were a little worn out for being out in the heat. It's gonna work out. Just gotta change methods a little bit until I'm healed up.
I want you guys all to know though, I ordered Kyle something special to keep his hand covered. It'll be here tomorrow, and he's gonna match the Brune Man.
That makes me nervous because I know what Bruno's little collar thing is to keep him out of his injury that we haven't even said yet.
That's true.
But yeah, we're gonna look so cool, me and Bruno.
I can't wait.
I can.
I know, hi. Gotta let me get it in there. He's like, would you get out of here?
Yeah. He likes a little peace when he's eating. So, with all the commotion around my hand and having to readjust, I woke up very swollen and pretty stinking sore this morning. And it took some ibuprofen and time for it to kind of give up. But what we had this morning was also Mr. Brune Man had a vet visit. So Bruno is our Pitahula, if you're new here. He's our 6-month-old puppy. And because he's part pit bull, we decided to get him fixed a little bit earlier than we did Hercules. Talked to the vet about it, did our own research. I know it's a great debate and people disagree. I don't care. We did it. It's done. So I had to get him up there real early this morning and he did great. I got the call. I was a nervous puppy father for a couple hours, about 3 hours. And then they called me, told me he did great and that I could pick him up later this afternoon. So went and got him. Cone of shame, man. He's walking around just banging into everything. Nobody's cars in the parking lot at the vet were safe. If there were anybody out there, their legs were not safe. Like, he could not figure out. He was also on a lot of pain medication and everything, but he did really well. I have spent the last probably close to 2 hours with him, just kind of stayed with him, making sure he's not trying to get after the area that they worked on. But I got some super cute footage of him, and you've got to see this donut, and I'm not taking any credit for it. It's 100% Shannon. I say credit, I really mean blame. I'm blaming Shannon. It is way better than the cone of shame.
It's way better than the cone of shame.
But he looks like a doofus, man. I mean, a doofus. And his little sad face. Yeah. Oh, his first cone of shame. I know, big fella. He's still on the pain medications, obviously, from being under, but I'm certain he is ready to scarf down some food. Good boy. I know it. I know it. Yeah, I gotta turn that corner a little. Yep, a little further. There you go. I did have to take his bowls out of the little holder things because eating was not happening otherwise. He hasn't eaten since last night before 10 p.m. We fed him as close to it as we could, but he is hungry. That's a good boy. I know, you're doing great, bud. Here, does that one need to go a little further out? How about that and that? That's a good boy. Yeah, you're figuring it out. I know. That's a good boy. Now, we did purchase a different style than the cone. It's just they already had it on him. Doesn't love the other thing we bought. It's just a little less intrusive. And Shannon picked it out, so it's very non-masculine. Let's put it that way.
I saw that. Come on, Mama.
Follow the hay bucket.
Come on. Come on.
Larry, you gonna wear that little bit of hay on your forehead, dude?
Man, you guys are just going through this hay.
That is that blue stem, and I tell you what, they are burning through every drop of it that I put in there.
They really like it.
They do. They're really going through it.
You gotta share a space, Spruce. Everybody's gonna get in on this.
My goodness, guys, there's hay over in the other feeders.
I have babies on my feet like...
Oh, they know exactly how to get down and stay out of this one's way most of the time. Or that one.
Oh my, guys, I gotta go get more hay.
These are my dueling hay feeder eaters right here. They get face to face with one another, and only Luigi is allowed to come down and go around.
Duke, you get much bigger and you can't stand on my foot like that, honey. Watch out.
Duke and Daisy both will actually throw their legs up over Blue. Hey, that's a dangerous spot there, little lady. Let's get out of there.
Hey, come on out, pretty girl. And she's like, no way, I'm staying in.
Daisy, if they realize you're in there, honey, you are in trouble.
I'm gonna stand on this end.
Dinosaur.
Goodness, Spruce. Excuse me, Weech.
He's so rude too. He talks with his mouth full. Oh, did you just sneeze in your own hay, Goobers? Don't care.
I'm gonna go grab some more real quick.
Okay.
Nope.
We're having some hay wars. These guys are ridiculous. Till we're done filling all the hay feeders, they will play musical hay feeders non-stop and just run each other off. A little competitive, aren't we, Mr. Earl, man? What do you think, Dookie? Yeah, those blue eyes, buddy. Get them from your mama, Miss Blue. Larry Bear back there, you show off your pearly blues. Look at them pretty eyes. You see the sun is just now dropping behind the horizon of our tree line there, and it is 7:38 p.m. Central Time. So we get about another, what, hour and a half, give or take, of sunlight, but it starts cooling off right now, and it's great.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. Whew.
Welcome back home.
Thanks. I start missing my goatees, and so I do enjoy going down and feeding them in the evenings.
I understand that. I just don't want you to have to feel like you got to do it, you know?
No, I want to.
Good.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to zoom in on it, but I did take my bandage off because I had it on a little bit tight, and we're finished with the animals for the evening. But those are my 4 stitches. And then what actually kind of looks worse today than the stitches themselves is the inside of my hand, because I think I split the pallet fork right there. Or maybe it was the tree. I don't really know. I couldn't see it. She can't look at it.
I couldn't even sit in the room with him while he was getting stitches. I had to sit in the waiting room.
Which I told you not to. I was like, hey, this is about to get real fun.
I appreciated that, but I did want to hear what the doctor had to say.
Yeah, honestly, they didn't give me a lot of like, you know, don't do this, don't do that, because they know what we do. They asked, and I was honest with them, and I said, this is going to be a bit of a problem, and they were just like, yeah, just be really smart about it. Basically, they were just saying anytime I'm doing anything outside with the animals, I've got to have it bandaged up.
And they're right, you need to listen.
That. I will. The problem is not, and this is a Doss-wide thing, Chad Doss, older brother, Doss Farms, Grandpa Doss Farms, Matt Doss, Case, everybody. The Doss men, when you get hurt, and it hurts, like today I woke up and it hurt really bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's easy not to do things wrong when you're hurting that bad.
That makes sense.
But when you start to heal a little and the pain subsides, there is a lot of swelling in it right at the moment. And like I said, the cut itself hurts, but I think the joints and everything hurt probably just as bad, if not worse. And
I feel bad for you.
so as that starts to get better, that's when I will continue to be wise.
And listen to your Shannon voice?
Listen to that Shannon voice.
You have to listen to your Shannon voice.
I'm going to do that even after I'm healed up completely, because
I sure hope so.
I should have listened to you that time. You know, before this whole journey, I hadn't pulled any trailers in my life, maybe one. And now I pull a trailer like multiple times a week. And the first thing I was ever taught by people that I'd talked to about pulling trailers was, you know, watch your shins on the tow ball.
Yeah.
And it's not a joke. I have hit it before. But those pallet forks on the front of that tractor, I've hit my ankles and things on them before. I learned my lesson that if it could be done by getting back on the tractor and maneuvering it that way, then I will do it.
Look.
Oh, we got a little doe up there.
I gotta show you guys something.
The fawn came and visited us while the goats were out this morning.
That's pretty stinking cute. That's my favorite thing about being out here in the evenings is the deer coming up and getting real super close. And Bruno even decided to introduce himself to a doe the other night, and lo and behold, her babies were not too far behind her. So she started stomping and snorting at him, and he was just like, I want to be friends. What's going on? It was super cute.
She wasn't having it though.
No. Not at all.
Well, and it took them a couple of years. Once we started clearing this and living out here, it literally took them till this year to come back around and find their new path through. Because where we put up Goatville, that cut off their main path. But we have seen more deer this year. I've seen more wildlife, the snakes, the mice,
the wild turkeys are back.
Yeah, we've seen more this year than we have the 2 previous years.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love it.
It's all a part of the joy.
Yeah.
It's all a part of why we wanted to do it.
So did you tell him about Bruno's procedure today?
I told him about Bruno. Bruno got neutered. Like I said, I spent a couple of hours with him just to make sure he wasn't trying to, you know, lick it or mess anything up.
I did get at least a picture of him with his donut on, so I'll place it in here so you guys can at least see how stinking cute he is.
Well, I got some little clips too that I'll send your way to throw in the video together. But yeah, he's up there right now. He's sacked out. He does not sleep well yet. Still, if we're up in the office with him, he just takes little 2 to 7 minute power naps and then moves on to something else. So he's now sleeping, and then we'll give him his medication with his dinner a little bit later, and you'll see Bruno for sure a lot more in the next video.
With his donut.
Yeah, I want to see him out here with his pain med in him, run around with that thing on. I feel bad, but you have to find the humor in it.
It's better than the cone of shame.
Yeah.
It's way better than the cone of shame.
The whole waiting room, there were 3 dogs. There was at least 6 people in there. When he came out, his nurses brought him out. He's one of their favorites. But everybody in the room was like, oh, poor, look at, I said, yep, this is his first cone. They were like, oh yeah, we've all been there. Like, yep. I know, it's not our first cone, but.
It is.
Yeah. We quickly switched it over to the donut that you got him though.
I'm happy for that.
He is too.
I think it's gonna be a lot more comfortable.
Yep.
I'll spy on him on the camera here in a little bit and see how he's doing.
Sounds good. Well guys, we appreciate your support. Any prayers for a fast recovery, and hopefully I can keep any germs and things out of it so that we don't have any follow-up problems.
My biggest concern is infection. So I'm just praying that it doesn't get infected, it heals completely. Because realistically, and I know this is gonna sound really harsh on my part, guys, that's just the reality.
It's about to be mean to me.
It's not all about you. We need you healthy so that you can help all of the family.
Hey, these are the phrases that go through my mind in those split seconds right before I made that bad decision, and that's why I opened up by saying I made multiple mistakes. You were right without even being here to say it.
But you're learning from them, I hope, so as long as you learn from them, we can move forward.
Well, it's hard to forget when you it hurts to, do anything with this one. I'll remember this one.
Good.
All right, we're going to enjoy the rest of this evening and watch us some deer up here walking around and listen to the bugs of summer.
Thanks for taking care of my garden so well, and all the goaties and
Absolutely.
Bruno.
Thanks for coming in and helping when I cut my hand off.
You're welcome.
Guys, we love and appreciate you. We thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Bob, don't be a bully. Come here, Gray.